Good morning, everybody. It is Tammy with Stamp and Scrap Tammy with our Wednesday Facebook Live on November 25th, 2020, the day before Thanksgiving here in the United States. So I hope y'all are having a wonderful day. I am right on time today. Can you imagine that? That like never happens, but I'm still going to give this just a second to get into the right place. And, oh, I didn't put my apron back on. So before I put that back on, or as I put that back on, I had a couple people comment. So I started wearing my apron again about 2 weeks ago. And I'll tell you why. So there's really no reason why other than I just found it. And I used to really enjoy wearing it. And because then it has a place for there's pockets. So when I'm running around, I can have some adhesive. I can put my chapstick in one of my pockets and all that. And then I get to enjoy my lovely pins. So somebody said they like the pins, and so a couple things. So we get these when we go to Stampin' Up! Events, but what I should show you is this little fun one. I should have maybe taken it off to show. And I should look up the company where I got this from. It's super cute. They do all kinds of crafty pins. I found them on Instagram. But look at this one. So I'm just going to hold it up to show. It's kind of an awkward. Look at that. This is a little paper trimmer, and it has like a little heart that goes up and down. It's in my favorite color, like the Coastal Cabana color. So anyways, just a little fun thought for this Wednesday. And I did say I was going to show you all the pretty things when I shared that picture of my blends, because aren't those blends just beautiful? I am going to use them today on today's project, so I haven't done much coloring lately, so that'll be fun. And I'm going to share with you about this sale. And let's see, what else? Just all kinds of stuff. I'm going to show the cards that you can get for free right now with an order. Many of you will be receiving these in the mail, so that is wonderful. And it will go out in the next couple of weeks. I'm just getting here. Let me see. So just give me a second and we'll get started. So I do have a bit of an audience today, so if you hear some chuckles in the background, I have Brody is sitting at the table across the room. He's doing some drawing. And Allison is in the other room, I believe, snuggling with her dog. And so I don't know that I'm nervous to have them here today, but I do know that they make fun of me when I say silly things on these videos. So we'll see. I don't know if they'll laugh like now, but throughout the rest of the day, they'll say, "Mom, I can't believe you said that. Why did you say that, Mom? You shouldn't have said that." So we'll see what I come up with today that they can make fun of me for the rest of the weekend about. In fact, they'll have lots of opportunities to make fun of me because we do have our virtual card party happening, our very virtual Christmas starting this Friday. I'll kind of go through the agenda for that as we go today. I'll let you know what's going on for that. I'm trying to put my agenda back up so I can see it as we go. And so that kicks off on Friday. There'll be door prize forms that'll go live, and there's lots of little events that I have planned to keep us all connected virtually. All right, so it looks like we have some people going here, so we will get started. So good morning. Looks like we have Pat and Cheryl, we have Burdell, we have Carrie, Barb, Aline, and they're saying hi to Brody. Oh, that's nice. He says hello back, I'm sure. Oh, he's shaking his head. He says yes. Yes, Cindy, that is so true. They will. I think I'm at that age where they are starting to really tune in to what I say and really want to rib me and give me grief. It's really great when they gang up together on me. That's really fun. But anyways, all is good. All right, so hello, Kay and Judy. I saw Judy this morning out walking her dog. I had to run to Walgreens for something, and so she's got a new little puppy, so that was kind of fun to see. And anyways, so as you can see today, I am just so excited to share with you, and it is just all around a great day. I am adjusting to this back at home stuff. Here in Minnesota, we are kind of back on almost like a full lockdown thing, which, you know, it kind of a bummer last week when it all happens, but now we're readjusting and we're going to make do with what we have and what we can do and not focus so much on what we can't do. And what we can do is we can gather virtually like this. Can you imagine if we didn't have this? And imagine if you didn't have a craft to fill your time. I mean, amazing that we have this. So let's talk a little about that virtual party, or not. We already discussed that. I'll talk about that as we go. But the Merry and Bright sale that Stampin' Up! Has offered right now, great deal. They are offering 10% off annual catalog. I didn't want to mess around with that, so I'm offering 10% off of everything. And let me tell you how that works. You go ahead. Of course, you can email me your order. Facebook message, text me, whatever works for you, and I will place it for you, and then you can Venmo me or send me a check. Another way to do it is if you order online yourself with the host code. And again, if your order is larger, you can claim those host rewards yourself. But here, let me just, I'm gonna block out this person's name, but here's what I do. I print off your order form then. I highlight the things that Stampin' Up! Did not give you for 10% off. I total those up. So like this person here, I'm going to be sending them $27.43 because that's their additional 10% discount because I'm offering 10% off of everything. So your full order. Now, in addition to that, you're gonna have 2 class options. If your order is over $150, I'm gonna send you both of these classes. So look at this. Beautiful, beautiful display of cards that I have here. Now these poinsettia ones I have been sharing with you for quite some time now, but they're still valid. This was my free with an order all November long. Now this was before I planned the virtual Christmas party, before I knew Stampin' Up! Was gonna have this sale. And so I wanna extend a second offer because some of you have maybe ordered twice, or maybe this isn't your style and you would prefer something else. So your options are, let's move this aside. Let's show these one more time. And because they're just beautiful. So if you have this set and haven't created with it yet, take a look at these beautiful easel cards. And also I included a non-easel card in that. So this is option 1. And this isn't actually, when I sent messages, I just called these the easel cards. And so there's 5 cards included in this. So anytime you order $50, you have an option to pick this one. Or you can pick the new class that I just made up for yesterday. Or kind of yesterday. We're virtual cards and coffee now. But this is the card I'm going to make for you today. Now, either one of these options, I'm going to be sending an email to the people that have ordered that are getting these classes, and they're going to include directions for both of these classes. So if you'd like to recreate these on your own using something that you have, or you want to purchase these supplies, you can do that. So look at this one. So I use the In the Pines stamp set. There are die cuts that go with this too. Love this. This is a case right out of the catalog. I wanted an idea, so I used it for Christmas. And there's an optional shaker option here. Isn't that cool? Probably have to be showing this. And then I wanted to show it obviously with Christmas, but then there's a thinking of you stamp in that. So it is so versatile and goes way beyond Christmas for the In the Pine stamp set. All right, so this second option here of cards that I'm showing, you do get 2 of each, so you get 8 cards. And so again, free with a $50 order, I send you all of this. And now if your order is larger, I'll be sending you both. So if I don't contact you and ask you which class you want, just assume you're gonna get both, and I'll be sending those out probably within the next week or 2. I have the printing labels for those that ordered yesterday, but the rest of them I'll be getting out. But I gotta prep these, I gotta cut more and all that. And then look at this, so cute. Super adorable. This one is brought to you by Carol Slack. I cased that card. Just so pretty. I did remake it. I changed it up a little bit, but the general idea was from her. So I just want to give you guys a good look at that. All right. So one thing I did want to talk about, because I'm talking all these free options. Now, if you're a demonstrator and you're watching, take a screenshot of these if you want to recreate these. If you have a different demonstrator, take a screenshot of these. Shop with them today. Support Stampin' Up. Support small businesses. And I just appreciate you watching, commenting, and participating in my business, whether you shop with me or you shop with someone else. I am here to share and create. But of course, if you are looking for someone to order with, I would truly appreciate that as well. I will edit this post later to have a direct link with the host code. But if you're all ready to go and you don't want to wait for me, this is the host code, and you just shop my name. You can search my name, Tammy Nelson. Of course, if you scroll down on any of my information from yesterday, the host code is linked to it already, so you don't even have to remember that. But this is today's. I'm going to be using this little mat in a little bit, so that's why I had that out. I thought before I'd write that down. All right, well, I must have been boring. Brody has left already, so he is gone. So now I only have Allison, I believe, in the other room that is ready to give a chuckle at things I say. All right, so a couple of the other supplies. Let's look at the stamp set that we're using today. We have the Warm and Toasty. So cute. If you don't have this one or something like this, you might want to get this one. Because, of course, we have a reindeer. Look at the polar bear. I was trying to name this polar bear. I haven't come up with anything. And the polar bears, I don't know, a little child maybe. I haven't used these ones yet, but just adorable. And then also in today's project, I did pull in the winter snow embossing folder. Now again, these are not included in the Stampin' Up sale, but I am offering them all 10% off today. And it just, the sale, lucky us that I get to talk about this today. And I don't know, lucky for the people that were trying to order yesterday morning. I did not. I didn't try to put anything in until later in the day, but apparently there was some technical difficulties because, gosh, I couldn't say that word, difficulties, because must have been too many people at one time trying to shop. And so they extended the sale through tonight. So we have until midnight tonight now to extend that. So if you got my email yesterday that said 5.5 hours left, I did truly think it was 5.5 hours left, that it was ending midnight last night. And then it was extended today. So that's wonderful. So it does end. So if you're watching the replay here, just know that it ends tonight. And tonight would be November 25th. So you're watching this on November 25th. So, or the live is November 25th, I want to say. So if you happen to be watching this on the 28th, just know that this is, you know, in the past. Anyways, so also use the adhesive back snowflakes. This is the first that I use these snowflakes, and they are just wonderful to use. There's like 2 different kind of tones to them. They're like that iridescent. They're super cool. And let's move those aside because I have all the stamps all ready to go on the blocks. And now what I want to do, okay, I did just have a question here. I am not able to stamp the cards and send them because of policy. But what I will say is all of these are just wonderful if you have something similar. You know, if you have a reindeer, if you have a snowman already, you can easily exchange that out for what I have on here. So that I do try to keep all of my samples somewhat general so that if you don't have the stamp set that I'm using, that you can make this happen. All right, so let's go ahead from the bottom. It looks like I have to go. So I'm going to share with you the measurements first. So if you want to recreate this, and let me share, I should find the card again. This is what we are making today. So if you're looking at this and this is something that you would want to remake, this is how you can do it. And I would definitely write these down for another card. I have another card I wanted to share. And, oh, this is from Amy Rich. I always pull Amy Rich's cards. You can tell that Amy Rich and I have the same kind of style, and we're friends. All right, so this is a card from Amy Rich. And now look at the similarities. Isn't this so similar? So this is one of those great layouts that maybe you want to make the sample up without anything on it. And then that way you have the option to go back to that. You have the measurements already, and there's not a lot of thought that goes into it, you know, to recreate it. So this, again, this is a layout from Amy Rich. This one was also gifted to me, but I do not have the tag. There was not a tag included in the card. And then I did switch it up just a little bit. But yeah, so just a beautiful layout and design. All right, I just got a message come through. Oh, I'm so excited, everybody. I didn't want to say anything about it until it was confirmed. All right, so on our very virtual Christmas, I have got a little crafter that is going to come one of the days and share with us a non-card making project, but she's going to make some little tags or cards with me. And she is selling for Christmas hand warmers that she's making all by herself. So it looks like we'll probably do that on Monday. So that's just something exciting to look forward to. It's always so much fun to craft with kids. All right, so let's get back to this. And so I just want to share with you the layout. So if you want to get these measurements, we have Balmy Blue. This is our base, 4.5 by 8 1/4. Or I'm sorry, 4 1/4 by 8 1/4. And then we're going to score it at 5.5, which I have already done. Our next layer, I embossed with the, what did I call that? Of course, I already forgot. The snowflake. That's why I put it on a Post-it so I wouldn't forget, but now I lost it. Anyways, with the snowflake embossing folder. This is with the Snowflake Splendor Suite. I can't even believe I didn't use this with the Snowflake Splendor Suite. But it just embosses these just so pretty, so beautiful. And so this is a Misty Moonlight cardstock, 5 1/4 by 4. And then our next piece is going to be some real red. Remember, nothing has just one word when you're talking Stampin' Up! Colors. We have 2, and it is real red, 8.5 by 2, or by 2 3/4. You're going to score it at 1 or 4 1/4. Jeepers, I cannot talk today. I can't, or read, I guess is more so what I should be saying. I can't read. I'm reading the top number. So again, 8 1/2, 2 3/4, scored at 4 1/4. And score at 1 1/4, if you're not a big, if you don't care to score much, you're just folding it in half. So it's just cutting that in half. All right, couple more measurements here. We need another Misty Moonlight, 4 by 2 1/2. And that one is going to sneak right up in here underneath that. So we have all kinds of fun stuff going on here. I'm going to try to lay these out and keep them somewhat organized so that you can see as I put them together. Lots of pieces on this card. So a little bit out of the ordinary for myself to be doing something with this many pieces, but I thought it was so worth it. And it had been a little while since I shared something like this. So I thought we would take the time today to do that. All right, and then we have two, you're gonna need 2 Whisper Whites. One will be for the front of the card on the outside, and the other will be for the inside. So those are both gonna be the same measurement. They're gonna nest up with this real red here. So 4 by 2 1/2, and you need 2 of them. Oh, I should leave that on there so I can, so if anybody is writing these down or taking a screenshot, maybe I can get them all in at one time for you. All right, and then we have another real red, 2 1/4 by 2 3/4. Easily switch this up into different colors. Oh, and then I missed one. Well. Oh, here it is. It fell on the floor. I was gonna say, I thought I had them all. I thought I double checked, which is not something I normally do. Normally I just kind of winging it, but something like this, I knew I couldn't just wing it. And then we need a Whisper White, 2 1/2 by 2. So let me move these in. I'm gonna look here to make sure I got them all on the screen at the same time. Now I didn't mention at the beginning, but those of you that watch regularly know that I do Prize Patrol. So Prize Patrol, like, share, comment, have a chance to win a little prize from me that I will send you. All right, so here are today's measurements. I think I have them all in screen if anybody would like to take a screenshot of those, or if you're watching and writing them down, you can certainly do that. All right, let's get to creating. We do have some fun stamping, and that's where I will show you the coloring. So I was kind of a little teaser when I said I'm going to show you all the pretty things. We don't have time for all of the pretty things today, but we certainly will have time to show you all my pretty things that I like during our virtual, very virtual Christmas that begins Friday. Tentatively, the schedule will go out probably later today, maybe even tomorrow. We'll see how much time I have today. And it's going to kick off on Friday with a welcome. The door prize sign-up form will go live on Friday. I have some fun door prizes to pick from. There's always some options for my grand prize winners, just because if you're an avid crafter, you may have some of this stuff already. But there is just going to be so much fun that's going to go on during that virtual party. So make sure when you see that door prize form or you see me post that group, make sure, first of all, get yourself into that group, because you don't want to miss out on our virtual card party. Because what else is going to happen in that group, we're going to have a virtual card swap that will go live where you can share some cards that you've been working on for Christmas, or just general. And I just asked that if you shared one on a different virtual card swap, just do a different one for this one. And then we do some winners for that. My kids actually pick. They each pick a winner, and then I pick a general winner. And then, so that's Friday. Saturday, tentatively, I am doing my top 10 things that you need. So this is very similar to my top 10 that I've done in the past, where my top favorite things. But we're going to switch that. You're going to write those down, and you're going to ask for those for Christmas if you don't already have them. You're going to tell your loved ones that that is what you need to have. Or if you have a crafter in your life and they're just starting out, that'll be the things, a great list for you of where you would start. Because I get that question a lot, is where do I start? What do I need to start doing this? And that is exactly what I'm going to share with you. And some of them will be very different than the last ones I shared. And then let's see, where are we going to go from there? So that's Saturday. Sunday will be an extended wish list. So we're going to extend that to, if you have everything on the first list, where would you go from there? So that's where we're going to go. And of course, all of this will be sharing some projects. And I have a little sampler I will be sharing at some point. And then Monday, we're going to have a card sending share. So that is where you'll have the opportunity to post your address and mail to everybody on that post. That has been a super popular one. Look at that cute little reindeer. So what I'm going to do is do all my stamping first, and then I will go ahead and do the coloring. So Monday, the card sending, and I'll do another live. And then, and I believe Monday is when I will have my guest stamper here, if all goes as planned. And on Tuesday, we will wrap up the party with, this is fun. I've never done this before. I'll post the measurements at some point, probably Sunday or Monday, so you have time to gather the supplies. And we will do a mystery stamping event on Tuesday. So that is where I will have the card design. I will just give you the measurements, kind of like this. And then I will give you step by step on the live, and then you will create and see what you come up with. So that'll be really fun. So here is a little polar bear. This is kind of the little baby bear. Look at how happy that little polar bear is. It just makes me happy looking at it. All right, and this is my favorite part. This is what drew me into this card, was this next stamp. I'm actually going to leave my measurements on. I am going to do a very quick version of this, all these cards that I shared for those that have made a purchase. So in the email tutorial, you are going to get a very quick overview video of these cards, of the 4 that I shared before. All right, so let's go ahead, and I don't need to ink up this whole one, the whole polar bear here, because he's just going to kind of peek onto the card. This is just so cute. I love this part. Okay. Like he's just like, you know, this is, just say this is a window, and it's just like, oh, let's just say hi. Quick hello. And so what I do like about this card, I mean, I love, love, love simple cards, but this one is kind of fun because there is a lot of stamping on this one. Again, if you don't have this stamp set, it is warm and toasty. Maybe you want to get it because it's just so cute. Or possibly just, you can switch out these layers with something else. Like a snowman would look perfect. In fact, maybe that's something I should do. Oh, and you know what else is going to look great? I just decided on my December classes, and I am going to use the goat. I don't know what the actual name of that goat set is, but it's in the annual catalog, and it's got goats, and it is so funny. And the zany zebras. I'm going to use those 2 for my birthday club in December. And I thought that would look so cute on this one too. So maybe I'll work on a sample for that to share, because I just thought a little goat poking out of there would be just adorable. And coming up, little sneak peek here, or not a peek because I'm like sharing secrets, I guess, more so, is I think there's some more animals, like maybe some donkeys coming up in our celebration. So if you like some donkeys and some really cute stuff, there will be some early order options as well. Oh, you know what? I should do my sentiments, and then I'll do the coloring. Early options. So if you want to take advantage of our starter kit special on December 1st, you could pre-order anything out of our new occasions catalog, our January to June mini. And then you save so much money when you do it that way. So keep that in mind if you still have a big wish list and you're kind of seeing some of these sneak peeks, or if you want to see that because you want to take advantage of getting some of those new things. That's a great time to do it, is in December. Get yourself a little Christmas present. We all deserve it this year, especially if we're sending all these cards to our friends and family. All right, so we're going to put Sharing Christmas Cheer for the outside, and I am using Misty Moonlight ink for that to coordinate with the Misty Moonlight paper that I am using, the cardstock. I am done with the little animals. And then I'm going to use my Real Red ink for my inside sentiment. And I will warn you, I'm going to do my coloring, but I am by no means a professional. I always want to say colorer, but I don't think that's a word. I am by no means an expert. Let's say it that way. I am by no means an expert at coloring with blends. I just kind of know what I know. And because I do like to do things rather quickly, I don't get too fancy with my blends. So you will see my style. There is much fancier styles out there in the world. But I'm just going to share with you what I like to do. All right, so let's go ahead and think about our coloring here. Wait, no, not yet, not yet, not yet. We have one more thing. I knew this one was missing something. We got to add some snowflakes on there. So that's going to be in Misty Moonlight. And these snowflakes are included in the Warm and Toasty stamp set. So here, move those 2 cute little pieces. And I'm just gonna do real gentle tapping so I don't get ink all over. Nothing real exact about this. I'm just gonna sprinkle those around. Let's go so that they go, just want it to look nice and random. And you know what I thought of? I did make sure to set an envelope out because I thought of this after. Okay, I got to bring in the animal one more time. So this might be one that you do not want to forget to decorate your envelope. So this would be so cute. Can you imagine getting this in the mail? Especially if you've never made a card before. So just think about sending this to your friends and family. Maybe they've never received a handmade card before. Or maybe they just have been getting a lot of bills in the mail, so they need a little cheer. Maybe they are a little down right now. So look at this. Look at that. Would that not make you so happy? This would make me so happy if I got this in the mail. Cute, cute, cute. Okay, and so now let's add a little snowflakes. You know who else is, I don't know if they care, but this might make your post person happy too. You know, they just see the same old boring mail all the time. So think of how cute that would be to deliver that. That would make me happy to deliver that. And then you could color it too. So I'm going to color the other one, so I won't worry about coloring this one. But definitely consider decorating your envelope on this one. Okay, so now let's see what else is going on here. Okay, looks like some other people are working on some stamping. Okay, all right. So thank you everybody that is watching. I hope so far you are enjoying today's projects. And I'm going to close up my ink pads and put my stamps away so I don't end up with ink all over. And let's get back to this. And so I have some color options here. I don't know if I have all of the ones I think I might have some additional markers in here from when I did the polar bear. When I did this one. So I colored this one in, looks like shaded spruce and Bermuda Bay for the scarf and the hat. And one thing I never thought of doing until I watched, I'm going to say Kay, my Upline Kay Calcoff's video. I never thought of it, but you know, the animals need a ground. I never thought of that. So what I learned is that I should always add like a little bit of a ground for them to be sitting on. They're not just floating out in the middle of nowhere. You know, so they got to be on something. So what I've been liking to use, see, it doesn't matter when I color with blends because I can color right over that. I'm just going to add this. I use Seaside Spray. Now, let's think about it. The ground probably isn't blue, but I'm going to say it's winter time. So we're just going to pretend that's okay because it's going to be snow. Well, the polar bear is fine. Maybe not the reindeer, but it doesn't matter. No one's going to look into it that much. So you could use a really light green, but if I'm using like for a sky or a background like that, the light Seaside Spray works really nice. Okay, so we want to do some very simple coloring here. So let's see what I have for markers. I just pulled a few out from all my Pretty Things marker display I showed you. Is that not just the most beautiful display of markers you've ever seen? And the holders that I use are the Stampin' Up ones. So it's the stamp storage by Stampin' Up, or storage by Stampin' Up, I think is what it's called. So here is my collection that I'm using today. This isn't a blend, but it's a Wink of Stella, so it should always be in your product supplies. Must have a Wink of Stella. And let's see here. I'm going to maybe put these in order so I can tell you what they are. So I got a light crumb cake. Let's see, light smoky slate. And then these are really nice for different tones of brown. Is a light soft suede and then a bronze. Okay, so that's a really great one when you're working with animals or coloring people. And then the ivory is nice, or also the dark petal pink, or the petal pink works really nice for some shading. And then we have a color lift. I'll show you how that operates. And so first I'm going to start with just the most easy part, and that is going to be to finish the polar bear. Now, super easy for here. You could get real fancy if you wanted. I am not, because remember, I don't have a lot of time to do this. And even if I did, it's just not my style. Certainly could be for somebody else though. And so I'm just going to outline it, and it just adds a little bit to it. So it looks just, dresses it up just a little bit. Now, a polar bear in snow, right? So it should be sparkly. So we should add some Wink of Stella to that. And that will finish off the inside of our card. So simple as can be, that's it. Now also going to be very simple on this polar bear. I'm just going to outline for in light smoky slate. And something nice when there is little lines like right here, I just run my marker along that line. It just highlights it a little bit. And so the reindeer I will do just a little bit more coloring on. And I'm going to try to think of it. I would like to add, if I remember by the end of the video, who knows, I might forget. I'm going to add some shimmer crystal effects to all of their noses. It makes it really cute. It makes it look like an enamel shape. And then we need the real red. Something about the real red. They do look a little bit like pink. So when you see the covers of these, it is a little bit deceiving because that might look like pink. But the light real red is more of a lighter tone. It's not as bright. And then the dark is definitely a nice vibrant red. The video may not show that all that much, but I'm going to just do a little bit of both. So depending on how dark and bright you want it, I'm going to do a little bit of both here. And I'm going to leave part of my scarf white, so it'll just be red and white. After all, the little polar bear, I was trying to come up with a name for this polar bear, so if you have any ideas, please let me know. The kids, I asked them, and they just thought, oh, well, something will come to you, and it has not yet. So he still is just a, I'm calling him he, it could be a girl. It still is just a polar bear. And then, as you see, I'm going to go over that. It's going to darken it just a little bit. And I'm not even going to go on all of it. I'm just going to give it a little scribble on here. And that's going to finish off that, except for we'll add that wink of Stella again on the polar bear. All right, isn't that cute? I just love how that pops in. And then let's go ahead and do our reindeer. Now this one I did do a little bit more shading. So I started with the bronze. And you'll see, oh, I want to use the fine tip. So there are two ends to our blends. And so I'm going to start with the bronze on the hoofs. And then something else I will do is add a little bit like where the shading lines are. And then maybe a little bit on the tail. So this is where you can think the name blends, is you add different colors, it'll blend all together. You see where I had that seaside spray, it covers it right up. So you can really, it's very forgiving. You can color with these just as normal markers as well. You do not have to do shading to make these work. So don't let the name blend scare you away. As you've seen on these, that's exactly what I did. These are still my preferred coloring option. You can definitely get some wonderful shading, beautiful shading using the watercolored colored pencils. And now I'm using the soft suede. It is a light soft suede. And also going to, where's this light? Yeah, it is light. Also going to go around the hoofs here. Now if I keep coloring with this light soft suede, it will get just a little bit darker. So every time I color on it, it just moves it just a smidge darker. And so this is a little bit, this isn't complicated, but more than what I normally do. And now also what I'm going to do is go along. I don't have any exact way I do this. Or every time it's a little bit different. Sometimes I might go there, sometimes I go up here, sometimes I just leave it. And so not looking so great right now, right? Our reindeer is a little patchy. So now let's go ahead and take our crumb cake. I'm going to take the light to start. Again, for today, I want to use this end. And I can color right over that other part. And let's move to our other end. And we'll color his face in. This isn't going to be quite done just yet. Of course, we're going to have to add the real red onto his big, huge, floppy bow. If it didn't already have a bow, I'd have to make one. You can see how this starts to fill in really nice. And so I'm thinking, so I'm going to starting light is a better to start light, and then you can always go darker. So now let's just see what that looks like, making it a little bit darker. And I'm liking it a little bit better. So I just kind of keep adding color till it looks like how I want it to look. And then I'll show you what we can do if we think this is too dark, and to blend all these colors together. This is where you get a little bit of dimension on your project. Okay, so I took, now on my other one, I wanted them a little lighter, so I took the Petal Pink. So again, Petal Pink or Ivory is what works great. And I went along pretty much the whole thing. Starts blending those colors together really nice. And then I will lighten it up with my color lift at the end. So you would never know that I used as many colors as I did. You can definitely make this work with less. There's no real wrong way to do it. So you see it just kind of fills everything in real nice. Now, let's say we want to lighten him up a little bit, or her. Let's go ahead and take our color lift. So this looks white. It is not. It just lifts. It'll pull some of our color off of here. And so let's go ahead here. It's just going to lighten it up a little bit and smooth it out. And then we are going to have the perfect little reindeer. Like I said, there are people that do much fancier techniques with coloring. This is my simple technique. I think there's no wrong way to do it. Just don't overthink it and you'll be just fine. So look at that. I love it. So these two are different. I don't know that I ever get the same look twice. I think every time I color, it is different every single project. And now you'll see where it kind of bled into my bow. That's just fine because remember, our blends are very forgiving and I can just go right over the top of that. And it looks like I have the light real red here. Okay, let's go over it just a little bit with the dark on these lines. So I'm not gonna go over the whole thing. I'll do the middle and then I'll do the lines, kind of outline it a little bit to highlight it. It's a little subtle difference that you don't even think would make a difference as I even color until I hold it back and look at it. And it really does make a difference when you do those highlights just on the lines and do the outlining. So now all we have to do is go ahead and, let me see, put these all away. We just have to assemble the card and you'll see how beautiful it is once you put it together. So if you're just tuning in, you will see the final touches to this card. I will just give the measurements here. They'll just be here, I guess, as we go, as I wrap it up to finish off the card and show you how the layers go together. And so you are welcome to write those measurements down, recreate. If you recreate this, you are welcome to definitely share it in the comments. Love to see it. You could save it and share it on our virtual card swap for our very virtual Christmas party. Card swap's going to go live on Friday and you'll have the whole entire time of the party. So you'll have all 5 days. I won't be drawing any winners until after the party ends next Tuesday. So probably actually not till Wednesday. All right, so we'll put that on the inside. And then I did miss one stamping opportunity here. Everything's always an opportunity. Let's see, let's bring that back in. I knew I was missing something. So this is going to be the flap, the top flap that we're gonna need some Misty Moonlight. And this will just be a tone on tone snowflakes. You could definitely emboss this if you wanted to. Again, you could really do whatever you wanted. This card would be beautiful with many different stamp sets. It does not have to be the one I used, Warm and Toasty, but it certainly can be. If you do want to order any of these supplies today, do remember that everything is 10% off when you shop with me through the end of today. And if you don't get to it, continue your wish list. We will definitely have some order specials during our very virtual Christmas party. Friday through December 1st. So December 1st, I can't even believe it's going to be December 1st, will be on Tuesday. And Stampin' Up! Does have an order deadline. I believe it's like the 8th or 9th of December to get before Christmas. But if you're doing Christmas cards, this is the weekend that you really want to be thinking it through and nailing it down. You don't want to wait too long, or you're not going to have the supplies that you'd like. And so that's why we've really been pushing, showing you all these great ideas right now, so that if you want to create, you have that opportunity. All right, so the real red that I am doing now, here is that measurement, 8.5 by 2 3/4, score at 4 1/4. And this is where you have to kind of think about it a little bit. We're gonna go upside down here, or what seems to be upside down, so that it sits nice right there. And when I do, I think, you know, I think our Stampin' Seal works just fine, but I tend to like to use this tear tape when I am adhering onto an embossed surface. That's just my preference. No right, no wrong. However you do it, if it holds it, perfect, go for it. This is just what I like to do. I don't know, and I like to tear those off. I'm not sure why. Maybe just one of those things. All right, of course, now that I'm on camera, usually I flip these right off. It's no problem. But today, getting stuck a little bit. All right, and then we'll adhere that. Isn't that coming together? So nice. All right, and then let's go for putting these layers on. These are 4 by 2.5. So we'll have one for the outside, one for the inside. And then we have the little polar bear here. I didn't put his sentiment on. Oh, I did. I don't know why I didn't think it was on there. With the real red, okay. So coming along real nice. This would be fine. This would be cute. So if you don't have, you know, that many animals, this would be just fine. Nothing wrong with that. But if you do, we're gonna add to the cuteness factor right now. So here we have, let's see, our Whisper White. The polar bear there is 2.5 by 2, and then layered would be 2 3/4 by 2 1/4. Would be up our 1/4 of an inch up for the real red. Again, these were, if you tuned in late, I did give these very clear at the beginning of the video. I left them out, real nice display for you to get the measurements. So if you'd like to go back and watch, there's a great opportunity to get all the measurements for this card in one simple screenshot. Okay, and then, you know, all the measurements will be shared in my weekly email as well. I will set them all back out and take a nice picture of them. And when I share always share the video in my weekly email that's gonna go out. And it might go out a little bit early because it is Thanksgiving tomorrow. But I always share the video along with the products that I used, a link to where you can get the product list. But I'll also today share the link, or I'll link to the measurements. All right, I'm starting to really fumble on my words here, forget what I'm trying to say, so it must mean that it's almost time to be done here. I'll just bring in the projects to share one more time at the end. But this is almost gonna wrap that up. Pretty much, pretty close. Super adorable. I just cannot get enough of this card. I just think it's so cute. Wish I would have made it sooner. All right, and then let's go ahead and just finish it off. I have the shimmer crystal effects, and this is what I love about this, that it makes anything look like an enamel shape. And so we're just gonna add that to the nose. And then since this sits up like this, I am gonna add it to my polar bear. And then I'll just make sure I set this card aside. This one actually will miss out being on our final display when I bring in all the cards at once, because it'll have to dry. And so you'll see that. Isn't that just, and it gets more sparkly and clear looking as it dries. So that is finishing off today's adorable Christmas card fun fold. I just love it. You can get this card, 2 setups for this card, everything cut ready for you to design if you do make a purchase with me through today's sale. So, and you get 10% off everything, so what a deal. And let's bring back in the rest of the cards. So these are the other cards that come with that. Or just take a cute peek at them. We all need a little cuteness here. And then let's bring in the other ones, the easel cards, if I can find them, which I can't. I don't know where they are. They have disappeared. They disappeared behind me. So these are all the cards I shared with you today. I hope you enjoyed them. If you need anything, please reach out. I am available all day today. If you do not subscribe to my emails, I hope that you will consider doing so. I share a free tutorial every week. Measurements for cards, lots of fun ideas, all for free. If you don't yet have a demonstrator that you shop with, I would certainly appreciate the opportunity to help you and guide you along with your purchases and your creative ideas and everything else I can do. All right, anyways, I think that's all I have for today. I will get going for the day. Oh gosh, they're so adorable. And let me just, before I do sign off altogether, I'm just gonna take a quick peek. There was quite a few comments, so I appreciate that. I will go back and take a look at those throughout the day. Again, real super quick overview. Friday, a very virtual Christmas kickoff party in the Facebook group over on the Very Virtual Christmas. Door prize sign up will go live that day, as well as a virtual card swap that you can take part in by sharing a card on a post. Saturday, top 10 gifts, my top 10 products that I like to use. And Sunday will be an extended wish list. Monday, I have a guest stamper coming, and a card sending share will go live. Let's see, the fifth day, December 1st, will be a wrap up and mystery stamping project. So lots of stuff that's going to be going on during our Very Virtual Christmas for 5 days. So it's going to be a super fun time. I hope that you'll join us. I'll share the link to that group so you can get in on that. And I hope you guys all have a great Thanksgiving tomorrow. I am absolutely thankful for every single one of you for your support in my business and watching my videos and taking part in what I've got going on over here. All right, everybody, have a great day.